All right, so we have been working on our multi-step inequalities. So some of the, oh, geez, Louise. The rules are still the exact same as they've always been. I'm still just going to solve for my variable, just the same way that I would if it were an equal sign. The only thing different with the inequalities, you guys know this rule. In fact, it's worth jotting down one more time. Why not? Anytime you multiply or divide by a negative, you must flip the sign over. Flip the inequality symbol over. Okay, so we've written this at least 3 times, but it's that important. Everything else is the exact same stuff that you would always do. It's just there's more steps with these. So these are usually just the most challenging ones. Okay, so why don't we start off with one where you have, how about variables on both sides? So what if I gave you something like this? 3x is less than 7 plus 2x. We'll start off with a basic one. How do you start off when I have x's on both sides? Yeah, how? Tell me how. What do I do? Exactly. I'm going to, yes, it said flip the inequality symbol over. And Pablo's 100% right. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. Okay, what is 3x minus 2x? Pablo? Just x. Correct. Less than 7. And I'm done. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Right? Just, you got to remember how we handle x's on both sides. I think someone's in the hallway whistling. I bet it's a teacher, so I'll just pretend like I don't hear him. Okay, let's try one a little bit tougher with 2 variables. How about 5x plus 3 is less than or equal to, I don't know, how about 9x minus 7? So, you actually have 2 choices for what you do first. What are you guys thinking to do? Yeah, I'd probably subtract the 5x first too, but you didn't have to. You could have subtracted 9x from both sides first if you felt like it. You could have subtracted 3 from both sides if you felt like it, or added 7 from both sides. Any one of those options would have been fine. I would subtract the 5x first. Why? Because I like to get the x's together as soon as I can, and I want my x's to be positive here, so that's why I would have minus the 5x. And if you minus the 9x, you're not wrong, but now you have a negative 4x, and I don't want to deal with that. I have a positive 4x here, how I did it. Okay, so now the 5x's are gone. I have 3, and I just keep bringing the symbols down. Nothing is changing, just like I would normally have if I were solving a regular equation. And then I'm just gonna what would my next step be?
Add 7.
That's it. Add 7. And then just finish it off by?
Divided by 4.
That's it. So you can turn that into a decimal, or you could just reduce that fraction 5/2. I don't care if you give me a decimal or a fraction, it really doesn't matter. Now, what if you were to graph this thing? So you have some options. If you are creating the number line, you could literally make your life so easy. Watch how you could do this. If you get to create the number line, just put 5/2 in the middle right? And then wouldn't this just be 6/2? And then wouldn't this just be 4/2? It would be nice if you reduce those. What is 4/2? It's really just 2, isn't it? So, because I have an erasable pen, I can now turn that into a 2.
Rip off.
Oh, is it? Look how nice.
Yeah, but you probably have
What's 6/2?
three.
Just 3, yeah. So, just because you're given your answer is a fraction doesn't mean that this has to be hard. So, anyway, what kind of a dot at 5/2?
Close.
Close, and I would shade to the,
Left. I mean right, sorry.
ooh. We didn't have our variable first, right? So I might flop it over. I should have done that first.
That teacher is getting mad annoying with that list. Yeah.
I bet they're done.
Can we shut the door?
Sure, if you want. Go ahead.
Oh, that means I would have to
Yeah.
It's just
Okay. Let's step it up a little notch. Is everybody okay with this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try this. Oh. What are you going to do here? I would distribute as well. Now, let me ask you this question. I'm going to multiply by a -2 right here. Does that mean I flip that symbol over? What do you guys think?
Yeah. No. I'm gonna say yes because when I said no, you went to
The answer is no. It's only when you do it to both sides. And here, I'm just distributing on this side. I'm not multiplying this side by -2 as well. You get what I'm saying? So, I would not flip the symbol over in yet, anyway. So, -2x plus 6. That symbol stays as it is, and I distribute on this side 4x plus 8. So now I'm here. And now, okay, it's not so bad. I know how to do this. Next thing I would do is, correct, add 2x to both sides. Great job, you guys. 4x and 2x is, well, maybe I was incorrect in where I thought the source was. Okay, what would I do now, Pablo?
Subtract 8 from both sides.
You got it. Minus that 8, minus that 8. 6 minus 8 is
2.
negative, right?
Times 2.
Yeah. Make sure you guys have a negative. And then all I have to do is divide by.
6 to both sides.
So what's -2/6 really?
3 is greater
Mm,
than
1/3, yeah. Do I have to flip the symbol over?
No.
No, I divided by a +6, right? So the symbol stays like that. Now I'm going to rewrite it for when I go to graph it, because leaving it like this is weird, right? So we flop it all over. But the Pac-Man is eating the -1/3, so I make sure he's still eating the -1/3. So here's my answer. And then if I'm going to graph this, I'm going to put a -1/3 right there. I'd have 0 right there. And then what would go right here?
My life.
Yes, -2/3.
It's off screen.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
My life is negative.
Well, let's turn it around.
I don't think that's possible right
Oh,
now.
you can very easily turn negatives into positives with math. It's the only way to do it. And what kind of a dot would go at negative 1/3?
An open dot.
Open. Shaded to the
Left.
left.
I see.
Right? X is less than. So I want to shade to the left. Good. Okay, so maybe these aren't so bad, right? Maybe not. Let me look at your quiz tomorrow and just make sure that there's... Oh, you know what we have to do? Let's do one where there's x's, more than one x on the same side. So maybe something like this. Okay. Guys, go ahead and try this one. Do what you think you're supposed to do here. I would distribute first, yep. Get as far as you can. Try it, distribute. See if you can get x all by itself. Okay, let me hear some answers. Haley, what'd you get?
X is greater than -1.
X is greater than -9, you said?
Yes.
Other answers. Everybody got that one? You know I don't believe you. I don't know what the right answer is, but we're going to find out right now. Those of you that said distribute, great idea. So I'd get 5x plus 10 minus 3x plus 18, greater than 10. Now, if you look at the left-hand side, I have some like terms over here. So let's put them together. 5x minus 3x leaves me with 2x, right? And then 10 and 18 get me a positive 28. What? Oh, no.
I subtracted the
Did you
5.
subtract them to the over to this side?
I subtracted
Oh.
the 3 and the 5. Because I thought you wanted to get the x by itself.
What'd you do, Caleb?
I subtracted the 3 and the 5. Because I thought you wanted to get the x by itself.
You do. So what?
You just did 5 minus 3?
Well, wait.
Did you
I'm
distribute?
confused. Wait, I'm confused because you didn't show that you did 5x minus 3x, so that's what
You did.
confused me.
Right here.
Oh.
5x minus 3x gets me 2x, right?
Yes, but I was confused because I didn't pay attention first.
Oh, okay. All right. Is everybody with me now?
Yes.
All right.
Minus 28.
Yeah, now it's down to a more familiar type problem that we've done before. So now I get 2x is greater than 10 minus 28, negative 18. Yes. And then I can divide both sides by 2. And do I flip the symbol or not?
No.
No, because I divided by positive 2. So I leave that alone, and I get a negative 9 right there, which is what Haley got. So, good job. And if you were going to graph this, give me a -9, give me a -8, and give me a -10. Open dot on -9, and you'd shade to the
Right.
right. Is this okay?
Yeah.
All right. One, maybe two more that are going to be weird. You ready for weird ones? Real weird.
No.
Well, buckle up. Okay, real weird. What happens if you have this?
Then you just give up.
You don't yet. What do you do first?
Add the, subtract the 4.
You could.
Combine like
Oh, wait, no. Subtract the 3x.
I would get the x's together first. You don't have to, but I think that's usually your easiest first step. If you have more than one x, get them together. So I'm going to minus 3x from both sides. But, what happens?
They're both canceled.
They both cancel out, and then I get this. 4 is less than -5.
You definitely
Whole.
It's gonna be a decimal.
Well, whoa. First of all my variables are gone.
Right.
I'm left with something that says 4 is less than -5.
It's improper.
Wouldn't it be the equal sign with the cross over it?
Oh,
No, you're only gonna use that symbol if it's already there.
Octavia,
Yeah.
you can't solve it.
Well, that's exactly
No
it.
solution.
This is a false statement, right? 4 is not less than -5. That's not true. So what happens is there is no solution to this inequality. There is no number that makes this work.
No, because
That's what every time you solve an inequality. So when we did this last one, right? I got x is less than -1/3. That's saying that if you take any number less than -1/3, it will make the original inequality true. Right? That's the whole point of this. But here, when all my variables went away and I'm left with something that doesn't even make any sense, that means that there is no solution. That's like if I said to you guys, I said, give me a number that's less than 5 and greater than 10. It doesn't exist. There is no number that does both those things. It's the same idea. There is no number that's going to satisfy this inequality. So there is no solution here. However, let me change it a little tiny bit. What if we had 3x minus 5 is less than 3x plus 4?
That's true.
Yeah, so let's what? If I minus 3x, just like I did before, I get -5 is less than 4. Well, that is true. -5 is less than 4, but I have no variable, so I can't solve for x here because it's gone, right? But I'm left with a true statement.
Yeah,
So what does this mean?
that means, it's a true statement, but you can't solve. I don't know the words to it.
It means that any number in the whole wide world will work. Any number.
That's what you say.
Well, you say all real numbers.
Okay. See, I was trying to figure it out. But I got it.
Yeah, that's your answer. So, let's put a little star here, if your variables cancel out. So most of the time this doesn't happen. Most of the time you solve for x just like normal, but on a random occasion, if your variables cancel out and the remaining statement is true, that means your answer is all real numbers. Answer is all real numbers. If it's false, that means no solution. So, can that happen? Yes, you just saw it happen. Will it happen on your quiz? There might be one of each. I don't know.
You were trying to trick me, but it didn't work.
Well, you won't get tricked now because you know what to do. Okay, any questions on anything that we talked about? No? Okay, so let's stop this here.